Welcome everybody, I'm Burner. This is The Walking Dead Road to Survival, and we're going to be talking about a new event in this video. It is the World at War Mega Events, as Scopely is selling it to us. This is going to be a multiple week, multiple part event. Of course, Scopely doesn't want to tell us everything up front and leave nothing to chance. So there's a few holes in it, but what I'm going to do in this video is trying to give as much information as we know right now and try to boil it down into something that is as understandable as it can be. So let's sort of jump in and start getting some of these details. So the first thing we're going to look at here is the message we all got in our inbox from Scopely. Participate in our World at War mega events featuring new recruits and storylines, including a chance to earn a new 5-star Epic Jesus or Dwight. A couple keys here. It says a chance to earn, which does throw a little bit of variability into whether or not there's going to be a forced pay to achieve here, or if it's just a matter of participating in each part, but we'll find out, I guess. And then it's very clear that it doesn't seem like we'll be able to get both Jesus and Dwight. It's going to be a decision we have to make. You'll see in some of the other messages it even says, you know, pick your side. So it seems like in an interesting twist, they're going to give us two options, and it'll be up to us to pick which one we want, which one works better for us. Each of the first 4 parts will highlight a different Walking Dead community. A new roadmap will launch each week with a new limited edition 3-star recruit awaiting completion of Act 1. Complete Act 3 of each roadmap to get a special key. These are the ones that we've seen in the roadmap for, you know, over a week with no explanation. Now's our explanation. You'll have a chance to trade in the new 3-star at Tier 1 Level 1 and select collectible items for a new 4-star recruit. So that's a big piece. You know, our 3-star that we're going to get at the beginning of each roadmap does not have to be leveled up to trade in for the 4-star. But you'll see later on, the 4-star will need to be leveled up to Tier 4 Level 1 in order to get the 5. So 3-star, don't worry about spending any resources to level. The 4-star, though, you will need to level up to get whichever 5 you're hoping for. During Part 5 of these events, you'll have a chance to trade 2 of the 4 new 4-stars that are going to be during this event for either a new 5-star Jesus or Dwight. And again, it says chance here. Keep an eye out for more details. Of course we need to keep an eye out. Why would they tell us everything up front? That would be crazy. That's only something an insane person would do, is give you all the details for something they wanted you to run. But you can see here, Part 1, Alexandria Survivors, we have in the roadmap right now. That's going to be our 4-star Rick. And then just basing it off of the theme each week, Part 2 will be Saviors, so that one's going to be our 4-star Dwight. Part 3, the Hilltop, we will see 4-star Jesus. Part 4, for the Kingdom, of course, we'll see 4-star Ezekiel. And then in Part 5 will be when we are running around like a chicken with our heads cut off, trying to get all these collectibles to trade in 2 of those to get that 5-star Epic. We're going to go into more details, so no need for me to get ahead of it now, but there still are a lot of question marks. Let's go ahead and take a look at some more details that we have. As I mentioned earlier, they even used the wording here, pick your side, Epic Dwight, you know, participate in World at War mega events, get the 4 stars we need, get the collectibles we need. We can redeem 4-star Dwight from the museum, so let's go take a peek. Alright, here you go. So to get the Epic Dwight, you will need 4-star Dwight. Again, he'll be coming up in Part 2, so, you know, next week. And you will also need the 4-star Rick that we're all sort of working towards achieve right now on the roadmap. And then we're also going to need these Rick markers, these Negan markers, and an old comic. I don't believe the old comic is going to be the issue. I'll show you why shortly. So if there's going to be a limiting factor, more than likely it's going to be this Negan marker or the Rick marker. With equal numbers, it's hard to know which will be the limiting factor, if they'll both be really rare. But with the way we saw the wooden toys and pine air fresheners for Hunter, it was obviously obvious that one of them was very limited in comparison to the other, even though you needed the same amount. So I won't be surprised if Scopely goes that direction. I don't know. At this moment, I think it would be a toss-up whether it'll be Negan or Rick. But the old comics, I think, aren't going to be the issue. I'll show you why in a moment. But you know, if we complete all this, here's the epic Dwight that you'll get. You know, running more on the melee side of things. You know, has a decent leader skill. And then we'll go and look at the opposite side. Or you could choose to pick the side of Jesus. Again, you know, get the 4-star, get the collectibles, hop into the museum. Alright, and for Jesus, you're going to need this 4-star Ezekiel that we'll see in week 4. And you'll need a 4-star Jesus that we'll see the week before that in part 3. And again, if you notice, they need to be leveled up to tier 4, level 1 to trade in for the epic. Again, the old comics and the Rick and the Negan markers, and trade them in, and you can get this Jesus, which does have a lot of similarities with Survival Road Jesus. So it'll be interesting whether a lot of people go this route or go towards Dwight, which doesn't necessarily have a close second that we can easily get through free to play. But again, these collectibles are similar between the two because we can only choose one. I think our matter of choice might be this old comics, but like I just said, it's not going to be a limiting factor, so I'll show you why. We're going to take a look at the part of the event we have going on right now. So here we have the first part of our roadmap, World at War Alexandria Survivors. You know, complete the first act, you get the 3-star, collect all the other stuff up, we can trade it in for that 4-star Rick that we'll need to add up to an epic. Let's go take a look at the roadmap. As you can see here from completing Act 1, we did get our 3-star Rick. Then we'll just be waiting to get our other collectible items to trade in for our 4-star. And the reason I think the comic book's not going to be an issue, if you see over here in Act 3, we're going to get a comic book for completing Act 3 of this first roadmap. And I'm thinking that that's going to be unique to this first roadmap. We're going to get the comic, and that'll be out of the way. And part of me believes that's going to be the limiting item that's going to keep us from getting both epics here, that we'll only get one comic book the whole time, and that the other collectibles, the Rick and Negan markers, you know, they'll be out there to farm or collect up. But this one comic we're going to see in this first roadmap in Act 3, and that'll kind of guarantee one of our choices. And then for completing Act 3, you can also see we'll get the next key in here. So it looks like you're going to have to participate unless you decide early that you're going to go after Dwight, in which case you wouldn't have to complete the roadmap 3 and roadmap 4. But if you want to get that Jesus, you're going to have to complete every roadmap. So for newer players, you know, this might be a little bit of a limiting part about whether or not you can compete to get these epics, is whether or not your team is strong enough to complete each roadmap. But if you've been playing for probably more than a month, or you know, maybe 2 at the high side, it should be easy to complete these. Looking specifically to each collection for the 4-stars, I think they're mostly going to run exactly like this. You'll have your 3-star that you'll get for completing Act 1. Then you'll have collectibles specific for that character. In this case, it's Rick's badge and Rick's hat. One thing that does have me worried, you can see I'm getting more than enough badges just through regular play. That's not going to be an issue. The problem might be these hats, which makes me wonder if Scopely is going to make this a pay-to-complete type of collection. I have 13 now for finishing Act 3 of the roadmap. I'll get another 12, which would only put me at 25. Now, it's possible that there's going to be, you know, smaller drops throughout that act of the roadmap that will drop the other 15. But I'm not 100% sure. I do know that they will occasionally drop as a very rare drop in raids. But, you know, if you don't finish, if they haven't given us enough to finish the roadmap and it's guaranteed, um, man, there's going to be some angry fans going on, you know, if we have to buy, because they do have a offer bag in the shop right now that guarantees, you know, some number of hats from 1 to, I forget how high it is. So if this is another money grab that is 100% pay to complete, this might be the nail in the coffin. I mean, a 5-week event that is 100% pay to complete is probably going to be the final straw for a lot of players. I hope that's not the case, because it will inevitably probably be the death of this game as we know it, because so many people would leave if that happens. So hopefully that's not the case. That's it though, guys. That's pretty much everything we know right now. Where I can see things going, the questions I have, and the potential, you know, bottlenecks and issues that we might have with these collections as players. Let me know what you think though. Go ahead and comment below. Let me know if you think I left something out. Let me know if you have any ideas on how some of these collectibles may be pulled together or used. As always, if you guys enjoyed, please like. If you're new and you want to see more, go ahead and subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon.